Hey, Shalom, inshallah. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem, Yahshua, Shem Kakudash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most on truth and in sincerity. So, a quick one to go and see where the Spirit leads. So something poetic that I, came across when I was reading. I quite like. It says Psalms 30 and 5. It says, "For his anger endureth but a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning." Right? So, we might go through a period of time, a period of darkness, but guess what? There is joy to come in the morning, right? When all is said and done, guess what? We're gonna live happily ever after, right? I think about the Disney storyline. You got the main character, he's popular, then he falls off, right? And then he comes back, gets accepted again, and then at the end lives happily ever after. That is copied straight from the scriptures, right? Because hey, Israel, we fell. Right? Scripture says the end won't come till they unless they first fallen away first. Very, very roughly paraphrased. I'm butchered. Let me get that because I absolutely butchered that. Right. Um, Second Thessalonians 2 and 3 says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed." Right, the son of perdition. Right, it's falling away first. 70 AD. Right, man of sin. That's referring to Esau. Okay. So yeah, look, and went had that falling away, but now we're coming back to the remembrance of who we are, right? Through spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And then would you call it, we're gonna go through that dark period, right? That is set to befall this world. And then in the kingdom, we're gonna be living happily ever after. Joy cometh in the morning. Okay. This is Daniel 12 and 1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which stand for the children of thy people. And it shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right, so there's several different points being touched on in these two verses, right? So the first point there, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince standing for the children of that people, right? Michael, that is the angel Michael, who's like the Most High, right? He's a great and powerful angel, and he stands for the elect of the children of Israel. So although yes, as the scripture there said, although weeping may endure for a night, right? Although things are bad for a season, right? Guess what? We've got Michael there to stand and protect us. Okay, it says, "And there shall be a time of trouble such as never since there was a nation, even to that same time." Now it's coming once again into this nighttime period, right? That we're coming into, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, right? The scriptures speak about. Okay, there's going to be a time of trouble. So you consider the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, the flood during the time of Noah, right? The destruction of on Pharaoh and his chariots, right? All these different destructions that have happened throughout the world, right? The scripture saying that this destruction is going to eclipse that, right? This time of trouble is going to eclipse that because it's going to seem like everything is happening, right? It says, "And at that time that people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." So those are the elect, because the elect have been predestined, right, from the foundation of the earth. We can grab that in Ephesians. Let's grab that now. It says Ephesians 1 and 4. It says, "According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world." So people are like, "Oh, what? Why is that person of the elect?" So this and the other. Because the Most High chose it that way, right? Even is scripture speak about that in reference to Esau, but the vessel created unto wrath, or rather, the vessel created unto honor, and the vessel created unto dishonor. And have not the potter power over the clay, right? So hey, the Most High made Esau a vessel unto dishonor, right? Whereas he made Israel the vessel unto honor, Why? Because it's the Most High chose it that way. That's what the Most High wanted. So even in terms of the elect, which Israel is the elect group of people, my word elect basically just means chosen, right? So you got the chosen, the Israel is the chosen of the Most High, but in that chosen you have a chosen. So the elect of the elect, okay? Because right now, the wicked of our people, they ain't considered Israel. You read that in Romans 9 and 6, right? They are not all Israel, which are called Israel. So it says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. So just, the good pleasure of his will. And it goes on to actually say that, right? Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shamashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, right? So the elect, if we be of that number, were chosen before the foundation of the earth itself, okay? you know so we go back here. So we'll read that again. It's, and at that time that people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So all those that were predestined for salvation, right, they shall be delivered, right? One of the elders made a good video, made a statement, stuck with me. It basically said this destruction to come is for them and not for us, okay? And I'll keep mentioning it because you hear certain things. So it's, and then they scriptures talk about comfort ye one another with these words. Okay, so then that's gone on that bit, and it goes on to say, I was saying in verse Daniel 12:2, and many of them that sleep in the dust shall awake, right? Some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Right, and another, I believe, is elder or brother. I'm not too sure. Right, basically had a dream about in the kingdom. All right, and then basically everyone looking at, watching back what it is that they had done. Run those that had basically, scoffed at the Lord and thought scorn of his law, right? Looking back at what they had, done, and then being ashamed of it. Whereas you go and have those that have stood stiffly, and Lord's will be those men, right? Those that have stood stiffly in the face of adversity. Because once again, this is the time period that we're coming up to. Those that will, those that will either be for Yahweh, or those that will be against Yahweh, right? So let me grab this Revelation 1. Let's start from 25, I think. Oh, what have I done? 225. What did I do? Yes, 225, isn't it? I've got this one in a while. Revelation 2:25, but that which ye have already hold fast. Now come on, what do we have? This truth, right? To hold something fast, right? Hold it tight, right? You think of like a child when they're scared and they see like someone they're scared of. What will they do? They'll come up and they'll hold tight their parents' leg or hold tight their parents' hand, right? That's basically what we have to do. Hold fast that which you have already, which is what said, these scriptures, is truth, the understanding. Hold fast, stay with it, stick with it, right? It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. It says, so the point there is, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. Because what is going to be happening in these last days, our faith is going to be tested. Our faith is going to be tested. But guess what? There is a reward for keeping that test. So for passing that test, right? It says, and keepeth my works unto him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and the vessels of a potter shall they be broken shivers, even as I received of my father. It's not actually the one I wanted, if I'm being honest. I was let me grab this one instead. It's not actually that one I want. That's also not the one I wanted. Well, where's the one I want? Oh, yeah, sorry. It says Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? And we look in this word here, endure, right? It says to stay under, remain, figuratively undergo, bear trials, to bear. So he that bears trials, right? Right, have fortitude, to persevere, right, to endure. All right, take patiently, suffer, tarry behind. Right, it's a good one to endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments. Okay, to persevere under misfortunes and trial, to hold fast to one's faith in Yahushua. Because that's one of the things that we must do, right? It's now endure. You hear that word endure. That doesn't mean like a like a one uh you've endured this one thing and then that's it. No, endure, that implies something that's going to be happening more than once, right? And in fact, I've got one of those precepts over here. It's Acts 14:22, confirming the souls of the disciples, right, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High, right? So through much tribulation we will enter into the kingdom of the Most High, right? So we're going to be going through things, but guess what? As the scripture saith, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is what we get at the end of this is going to be completely worth it. Right? 2 Corinthians 4:7. No, I might as well start from 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Right? So the person and individual that we were when we first came into this truth, right, that perishes daily, right, and we're renewed daily, right? So that means we will lose certain things by default, because some of our friends liked us because maybe we were the I don't know, we were the best shotter in town, shotter being someone who sells drugs, right? But then as you come into this truth, you're like, no, I can't do that, that's witchcraft, right? And then, all of a sudden, them like, nah, this man's changed. I don't like him anymore. So then they leave you, right? Or people may have liked you because you were able to get all the girls, but guess what? All of those girls had husbands, or boyfriends, or dealing with someone, right? And then that's adultery. And then all of a sudden, all those men that used to rate you, like, nah, man's dead. He's lost his touch, man. He can't get gal no more. Man's moist, right? Just to, share that English slang there for you, okay? But guess what? That means you lose certain things, or you may have been a simp, right? Because let's be real, this kingdom, when you watch like old Hollywood flicks, one thing you observe is Hollywood has been designed to make men simps, right? But when you look through that, right, your woman might have liked that you was a simp, and you come into this truth and you become more of a man day by day. Guess what? She might be like, nah, I ain't trying to have no man tell me what to do. I'm gonna leave this guy, right? So that is part of the sacrifice, that we'll be going through in these days, right? Verse 17, it says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, right, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." Okay, so for our light affliction, why? Because ultimately, what we're getting in the kingdom is going to so greatly outweigh all of the pain that we have felt in this kingdom, right? In Esau's kingdom, we have suffered. It is true. We have suffered. Jacob's people, we have suffered, and we are suffering. Contrary to what was it Tazariak, right? Well, contrary to what he said, right? Look, Jay, we all oppressed. Hey, scriptures, apostles have said Esau oppresses his own people. The hammer of the whole earth. What does a hammer do? Right? It presses things down, man. Right? What does it do to it? It hits a nail and it forces it down, man. This man is an oppressor. How hath the oppressor ceased? How hath the golden city ceased? How hath the oppressor ceased? Right? That is that man's, job. That is what the Most High created him to be, an oppressor. Right? This is for our light affliction, which is but for a moment. So once again, all the pain and suffering that Jake have, felt in this man Esau, the so-called white man's kingdom, contrast that to eternity of righteousness. It's really nothing. Even, which of course this wouldn't happen, but even if the Most High had us be here for another 1,000,000 years, right, which once again I'll stress that will not happen, right? Matthew 24:22, and the scriptures talk about measuring out the time diligently in itself in terms of these prophecies, right? But I'm just giving it as an example. If we was supposed, if the Lord had us on the east for another million years, right, in contrast to the kingdom, it was nothing, because there's gonna be a year million in the kingdom. Why? Because we're gonna live forever. Okay. So where was it? Yeah, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal word of glory. So let's see what precepts we have here. Yeah, Hebrews 12:11. No chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Yeah, because right now we're going through these things, right? It doesn't feel great. Just like how, you're training, you're in the gym, you're working out, and you're like, man, I don't want to do this no more. But your trainer's like, keep going, man, keep going, man. You're like, right? And then guess what? At the end of it, man, after the session, you feel good, you feel pumped, right? But that's what this truth is like at the moment. It doesn't feel good. But guess what? It's going to feel hella good in the kingdom. Right, this is Romans 8:18. It's for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy. Oh, come on. Right, let's read that again. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Right, shall be revealed in us. So these things are promised. Right, these things are promised, and Paul spoke on that a lot about how they remain a crown. In fact, let's get some topics on the reward. Right. This is our Wisdom 5:15 and 16. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom, and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. Right? For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. So Yahweh himself, right, is going to crown us. You read that in 2nd Ezra too, but it's probably here as well. You see it there. Second Ezra 2:45, Johnson said, "These be they that have put on off the mortal clothing, put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms." Right. So once again, confess the name of the Most High. Scriptures talk about he that shall confess me before men. Right. He that shall deny me before men. Right? Because at the end of the day, when we confess the name of of the Most High, right? They're not asking us what is the name of your God, right? They're not stopping at that. They're gonna be, what do you stand for, right? Because the name of the Most High, yes, the name itself, but once again, as I always say, right? If you say you believe in Yahweh Shai, right? Friends said that one of the elders did a video, some bugged out comment, and then the woman was basically saying the name of Yahweh Shai, but then saying African women, and it was like, well, that ain't Yahweh Shai. That's another Jesus. Right? We don't recognize that individual, right? So the name encompasses everything that Yahushua stands for. And the scripture says that Yahushua cometh in the volume of the book, right? So we read that Matthew the 10th chapter shall be brought before kings and rulers. Okay, so they're gonna bring us before just to make us go through the trials. Whoever it is, 'cause it ain't gonna be all of us, but certainly some of us are gonna be brought up because the scriptures say it's gonna happen that way. Okay. But those that have confessed. So we're going to be, tested because we believe in this truth and the whole truth. Because what they're going to do. They're going to try to bring up the rape thing, right? They're going to try to bring up some other, our views on women, right? They're going to try to bring up all of those things that are sensitive in this world. But guess what? We've got to stand firm and confess the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Confess everything that is written in these scriptures, right? Let me grab this one. 2 Timothy 4:8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all those all them also that love his appearing, right? And so we're looking forward to the appearing of Yahushua, right? We're looking forward to that day because why? We know, as the scripture saith, right, that basically that's the end of when Yahushua's on the sea. Look, man, look, this Daniel 7:18, the saints shall take the kingdom, man, right? So hey, look, man, we've got a good time coming. We have, you know, we've got joy coming in the morning, right? But right now we just have to endure. Okay, so as always, Lord's will does edify. Until the next time, I say shalom.